Hi there, Daryl Jones with SoulGymWisdom.org, your online resource for exercising your spirituality. And this is the Monday Mindfulness Minute, where we come together to have a short lesson and then practice some mindfulness together. It is Monday, November 21st, 2016, a few weeks out from the election and a few days before the American holiday Thanksgiving. There's been a lot of interesting BuzzFeed clips and emails and Facebook posts and other social media, Twitter, Instagram, about the continued stress of not only the holidays, but I think in particular the continued next level of stress with the election results. And with the holidays coming forward, and Thanksgiving being the first kind of big family, secular family holiday, that is, the challenge of facing aunts and uncles and cousins and maybe even our parents who don't think the same way we do or have a different ideology about political parties, whether or not Trump should or shouldn't have been elected into office. So I thought today we could focus our attention on a practice that might help us bring down a little bit of that anxiety, bring down a little bit of that worry and concern, and actually prepare us to be with family. Even if it's not about the election, oftentimes it can be challenging to come into contact with those that we love so much. There's always, it seems to be some sort of challenge, history, or story that can get replayed. So the basic teaching that I wanted to bring forward is that what I've read in a lot of the articles and what I know about any work that I do when it comes to the diversity and inclusion training is that oftentimes people want to have a conversation about right and wrong. And what I'm very aware of is if we have a conversation where we're trying to make someone right and trying to make someone wrong, that's all that can really happen. If I get so positioned in my belief in thinking that it's the only one that can be considered and that anything outside of it is wrong, then that's all that can really happen. And I own that. I'm the one who knows I'm right, and anything that my mom, dad, cousin, friend, sister, brother may say is wrong, then they can only be wrong. And I don't know about you, but I don't like to be wrong. No one really likes to be wrong. It feels bad. And then to have someone kind of push it in your face. And I think that's the energy that comes up, especially around the holidays, whether it's about the political system in this country or if it's just about something that happened in our family history and making someone right and wrong. And one of my most profound teachers and mentors that I read is Rumi, a mystical poet. And he has a quote, I'm paraphrasing here, that says, "Beyond right doing and wrongdoing, there is a field, I'll meet you there." And so my intention or hope is that this meditation will guide us into that field beyond needing to be right and wrong. And one of the practices that we can do, and this is to me a mindfulness practice, where the goal of mindfulness is to keep us present with as little judgment as possible, right? Oftentimes when we are not present, it's because we're thinking about the past, we're rehashing some pain, we're rehashing something that felt good, or we're worried, concerned, doubtful, and scared about the future, and pontificating and running scenarios in our mind of what could possibly happen. And we miss out on what's actually in front of us. So mindfulness, the goal is to bring us back in from the past and from the future into the present moment. And to do that in interaction with someone, I believe, is to ask questions. And in particular, when we find ourselves in that space of someone needing to be right and someone needing to be wrong, the best way that we can bring ourselves, we may still feel charged, which is okay because we get emotional about things that we care about, but to say to a family member sitting at the Thanksgiving table, I am willing to understand. Tell me a little bit more about how you feel. And then the discipline on our part is really willing to listen. It's not about coming up with facts and figures to discredit what they have to say, but one of the most regardless if you swing left or you swing right, or if you're down the middle in our political system, is that people aren't feeling heard. And we can't look to the media to be heard. We have to look to one another. We have to look to our fellow citizens, our family and friends. That is what we are designed to do in community, is to be in dialogue and share with one another. So our practice today is simply starting the work within ourselves before we go to our family meetings and dinners and various things, or friends connections, or even going out into the workforce this week, is just declaring to ourselves. It's almost like a mantra, something that we're going to repeat over and over for a minute today, is I am willing to understand. I am willing to understand. And that could even be I'm willing to understand something about myself. But most importantly, when we're in relationship to someone that we are not understanding and that maybe we're a little angry with or scared of, is to simply say, I'm willing to understand, to soften that need to fight, to soften that need to make someone right and wrong, and to actually engage in some sort of relationship with them in dialogue. Okay, so let us begin. I'll get my timer started. We'll do a minute. The mantra we're going to say over and over again is I am willing to understand. I am willing to understand. I am willing to understand. We'll begin by connecting with our breath, and then we'll start our mantra. I invite you to take a deep breath in and out. And this next one in. If you haven't done so, as you exhale, close your eyes. And repeat over and over, I am willing to understand. 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 And keep that going for yourself. Willing to understand. And just like that, we are done. A little bit closer to understanding and connection within yourself, and I trust out in the world with your friends, family, and colleagues. Daryl Jones, once again, with souljimwisdom.org. Peace and blessings, and happy Thanksgiving to you. Take care.
A clear path to our destination is already here.